Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to go forward and accomplish that dream. And we are officially in July. This is the first Wednesday in July 3rd, 2024. And we're halfway through the calendar year of 2024. I remember when it was just January and time is just flying. It's like the older you get, the more time flies. And it's Mogul Motivation Wednesday. And when I started this podcast, the goal was not to do this podcast on a Wednesday. In fact, the very first episode 1, When versus If, was released on a Thursday. But I recorded it on a Wednesday. So keeping true to that spirit, I told myself, all right, well, I'm just going to release them on Wednesday. And it kind of worked out because this podcast is all about motivation, inspiration, and encouragement and development and enlightenment. It's fitting that I release these episodes on Wednesday, which is considered Hump Day, right? Hump Day is when you are halfway through the weekend, you're closer to the weekend, you're almost done with the work week. And like I opened up this episode, we're halfway through the year because we're officially in July now. We are over the hump in 2024. I just turned 36 a couple weeks ago. I am officially over the hump and I'm closer to 40 than I ever been. When you are striving for a goal, when you are trying to accomplish something, it can feel very grueling. It can take a lot of labor, a lot of energy to get over that hump, right? When you're like going uphill to reach what you want to reach. But I'm here to tell you this week that when you're over that hump, it's more so a mindset and not necessarily a pinpoint on the map. And I mean that real talk because, see, you have to truly envision yourself at that finish line. You have to truly believe that it is obtainable, despite the fact that you have been doing this for so long, despite the fact that you feel like nothing is working out in your favor and you're not moving. You have to truly believe that it is obtainable. And that is what I had to do so many times in my entrepreneurial journey. I understand what I'm telling you right now is easier said than done. I understand what I'm telling you right now might go in one ear and out the other. You might be rolling your eyes at me, but I'm telling you it is true and it is facts. Do whatever you need to do. What I have done recently, and I don't mind sharing this, is I created a scrapbook of the things I want to accomplish. You know, people don't make photo albums anymore. Everything is digital now. You know, we have the camera roll in our phones. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. We have all of these social media apps that store all of our photos. But get back to the old school way of things. Get back to the physical. Get a scrapbook. Get a photo album. Get a binder and put everything that you want to accomplish in that scrapbook so you can physically see it and touch it. And once you do that, it's going to make things feel more obtainable to you, despite the fact that you might not have the money in the bank, despite the fact you might not have the potential clients or customers coming right now. You can feel it and you can see it, and you're going to imagine that reality, and it will come to you slowly but surely. You have to understand that when things don't seem to be working out in your favor, God is always working out in your favor behind the curtain. You just can't see it yet and you can't feel it yet, but it is coming. There are hella opportunities that I have this summer right now, 2024, that were 2-3 years in the making. In fact, there was a conference that I shot as a professional photographer last year that literally ushered in a huge opportunity for me this year. Everything is working out in your favor, but you have to get back to truly believing that you can obtain it. That is the number one step and the number one goal, everybody. If you don't believe you can obtain it, despite all the labor, all the energy, and all the money you have invested into this, it's not going to work out because you don't believe it. You do not have the faith. You need to have the faith that it's going to happen and that it will fall into your lap at the most opportune time. You are over the hump more than you think you are. You are not still laboring for nothing. You never were laboring for nothing. You are over the hump, everybody. You still have 6 months to go in 2024. You can still accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. And even if you don't, quote unquote, accomplish it in this calendar year, you can put yourself in a major position to accomplish it early in 2025. You are one step closer to the weekend because it's officially Wednesday. You are one step closer to your goals because we are officially halfway through 2024. You are over the hump. Do not allow the fact that time is flying by to instill fear in you. The time is going to pass regardless whether you are working or not working, whether you are striving for your goals or not striving for your goals, whether you are manifesting or not manifesting, whether you are praying or not praying. The time is going to pass anyway. So when the time is passing, it is best to allow that time to pass while you are productive for what you truly want in this life. That doesn't mean that you have to be working hard all the time. I've said it on this podcast many times. I am an advocate for rest. I am an advocate for not working hard and working smarter, but you need to be doing something. You need to be feeding your mind, feeding your brain, feeding your spirit, so that your subconscious can believe that it is obtainable. And I'm telling you right now, it is obtainable. So that's my message this week, everybody. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. It doesn't matter if you're listening to this podcast on a Monday. It don't matter if you're listening to this podcast in November. The reality is you are over the hump because you have to tell yourself so. Your subconscious doesn't have a sense of humor. If you tell yourself it's not possible, if you tell yourself it can't be done, your subconscious is going to believe that and run with it. But if you tell yourself it can be done, if you tell yourself that it is possible, if you tell yourself that it's closer than you think, if you tell yourself that it's a reality, if you tell yourself that it's physical and you could touch it, your subconscious is going to run with that too, and it's going to cling to it. And when it clings to it, your mind and your actions and the way you operate has no choice but to follow. You are over the hump. Believe it so you can achieve it. So if this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, ask for two things as always. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.